Hello, everyone, my beloved Atlantis Scalar peeps. As you guys probably knew, if you subscribe to the newsletter, which you should, if you haven't, please do. I am going to pay from myself personally for energy readings by Michelle Gray and her friend Helena. If you feel like there's still darkness, dark entities, etc., that's plaguing you, because there are some that very rarely that scalar energy work does not take care of, like these reptilian collectives, especially if you are or were a part of the Draco Orion wars, if you have galactic roots, etc. So go easy on me, because I'm not, my pockets are not endless, but yes, if you need it, I really do want to do this for you. But you must email me a picture of yourself or whoever you want it to be done for. And you must have also been current through when we added the bleed through block on the 28th of February, 2022, excuse me. So be sure that if you haven't, get the tune up so that you can get that also included among all the other tons of things we added. So yeah, it has to be a really compelling reason, because it's not chump change. So anyway, but I love you guys. What do you think I do this for? Money? No. If I wanted money, I'd go back to being a doctor. All right. Now let's go ahead and read some of my favorite book, My Life After Death. We're still in the goodbyes. My goodbyes. Pretty soon it gets less difficult for me when it gets to this crossing over, etc. But let's go forward. Then I said goodbye to Uncle Jim. I love Jimbo. That's exactly what he called him. Uncle Jim tried to teach me how to fish, but that didn't work out too well because I was too fucking impatient. I wanted to catch a 15-pound bass a few seconds after tossing my line in the water, but to be honest, I think I'd only caught one fish in my life, and it probably weighed under a pound. Looking back, I'm glad he tried to teach me all the same, though. I didn't visit Jim until a couple of days later. He was at his apartment, sitting outside on the back porch smoking. He looked detached, disconnected from everything. I knew it was too far removed from the world to feel my presence, but I sat in the chair next to him anyway, even though he was shut off from everything. Uncle Jim was still consumed with sorrow, which is weird for him because he's not a big feeler. He was so confused. He kept thinking over and over again, was this really the news? Is this all real? Things didn't really sink in for him until much later. That's just how grief works sometimes. I thank Uncle Jim for all the things he taught me. He never puts his foot in his mouth, so that taught me that it's sometimes necessary to bite your tongue. He has a lot of integrity and a strong work ethic, and that taught me that there are things that you have to do in life because it's the right thing to do, even if you don't really want to. Sometimes you have to do some really fucked up shit. Sometimes it's just boring, or it's a grind, or it's uncomfortable, but you have to do it and get through it all the same. When I was with Uncle Jim, I said goodbye to Aunt Laura too. That's his wife, my sister. She was pacing nervously in front of him, chain smoking, which she always did. She liked her cigs. I wanted to comfort her, so every once in a while I'd get up from my chair and walk along beside her. She was out of control, full of panic and shock at the same time. I thought she was about to explode. She was also scared because she thought that if this had happened to me, who'd be next? She's pretty morbid, true, and thinks about death a lot anyway. Aunt Laura was my friend, my confidant, my smoking buddy. Sometimes she sneaked me a cigarette now and then, warning me not to say a word to my mom and dad. Both of us didn't want to get busted. In Aunt Laura, I saw myself, misunderstood. Once I was out of my body, I learned things about her that I didn't know when I was alive. I could see all the struggles she had gone through, and I commiserated with her because my life had sucked too. But then I thought, if she got through them and her struggles were darker, tougher, then why couldn't I get through mine? I didn't yet understand that my struggles on earth were part of my larger purpose. But from Aunt Laura, I still learned what strength is. And I thanked her for that and said goodbye. And next we go on to Maria. Anyway. All right. So guys, be sure you subscribe, hit the notification button and subscribe. I love you all. Bye.